Hey everybody, Renny with Auto Detailing TV and Detailing Success. And today I'm up in Boise, Idaho with the guys from Zenware.
That's right, baby.
So introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Rod Pusey. I'm one of the co-founders of Zenware.
And my name is Jody Cedric. I'm the other co-founder of Zenware.
So today is our interview on profiles and success. So these guys are successful business people and I really respect them. We're friends. And so I like to bring somebody in from outside of our industry and just talk about their road to success and what it's taken to succeed in business and in life, because it's really a combination of the two. So let me ask you this. The most important question that I've got, something that's kind of a hang up for me. How important is balance between personal life and business?
Oh, it's critical. I mean, you got to have it. I mean, it's like I always tell my kids, my happy place is on the boat.
There you go.
And so, I mean, at least once or twice a week, we're out on the boat as a family, and it literally just releases everything once I'm in that boat.
And I started after not successfully doing it our first couple of years. I started literally. My wife came with the suggestion: when I go home after 5 o'clock, I shut my phone off. I will not answer.
Yep.
Because if I'm that desperate, then I'm not doing something right. And so after 5 o'clock or on weekends, that's my time.
Well, and that brings up a good point, is when you're desperate, I think it comes across in every aspect of your life.
Every aspect.
It really does.
Yeah.
So I love those. So what year did you guys, first tell us about your business. So your software, you're in the automotive industry, but you're in many industries.
Yeah, so we full gamut of software, desktop, mobile. Primarily, most of our stuff has a mobile feel, but we're everything from farming applications to inventory applications in warehouses to we do stuff for the federal government. We have an application for the Department of Justice. It's for flying airplanes, but we do every kind of software you can think of.
I think our biggest strength is mobile apps tied into some cloud infrastructure. So, and that's really where we've specialized.
Car guy, now we got him addicted.
Oh, I'm addicted.
And boat guy, so we figured that out. So what year did you guys launch Zenware?
09.
2009.
September 09, right after the 08 good dive.
And we actually talked about our philosophy was if we can start a business right now in this economy, we can make it work in any
That's
economy.
exactly it. That's exactly it. What do you guys each? I think I know your answer. What do you guys do in your free time? So I think
I spend a lot of time on the water.
How important is that to making you successful when you come back to work?
Oh, you know, there's just something about, for me, being on the water, in the water, under the water, that just releases all the tension, the concerns of the day.
It's huge.
And it's important. You got to have that break.
It's recharging. So I restore cars, you know, play with cars, drive cars, do whatever. I think my son-in-law asked me one time, how many cars have you owned? At this point, I've had 45 cars.
Yeah, I'm right with you.
And
I think I'm older. How old are you?
50.
Yeah, so I'm 51, and I'm at 40 plus. I haven't done a number, but I know it's over 40.
Yeah.
Is that ridiculous? But the thing is, people say, well, that's one a year. No. We just started driving till we're 16.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, it's more than one a year.
It's more than one a year.
Cool. Yeah. See, that's me now is you know, in classic cars, you know, I've got a Porsche. So it depends. My mood is if I'm just mellow, is I want to go take the Chevelle out, go find somewhere to light a cigar, and just kick it. But if I want to work stress out, is Porsche.
You're punching something.
I'm punching it, you know, and it's a little scary because you get that back end. Thank God for, you know, electronic stability control. You know, as easy as that. You know, right? So in the early days, name one or two of the early day struggles when you started your business.
Yeah. So one of the big struggles for us early days was we're small and we're competing against the big guys, but it was really an internal struggle of finding the roles. So we had some people in the wrong roles, you know, and it was sort of just a hodgepodge. We all raised our hands. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And so we really didn't have that background. And so once we got that figured out, it became a lot smoother.
Yeah, I think that really made a big impact because you could kind of see the natural role ability kind of bubble to the top, and we recognized, so we actually went to a training through Zions Bank, and they really focused on the roles, and we're looking at each other like,
Whoa.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what,
Well,
we need to revisit that.
yeah.
And it wasn't the easiest discussion to have, because some of us, liked the idea of where we were, but our natural talents really lended us to be in a different role. And once we made that transition, it really helped the business get some momentum.
We're a small company now. I mean, we used to be big. We're small. It's my wife and I that run, the whole thing now. We got outside resources. You guys do all of our just starting up all of our web management and stuff like that. But even my wife and I, is that we've had to really define our role. So I like that, because I never really thought about it until right now. As we did, we struggled when we sold our active shops and went just into training and product development and all this. We're stepping on each other's toes constantly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the last 2 years that we really defined it. And boy, is it smoother or what?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and it just makes it easier. Just, you got to put your pride aside and say, I'm not good at everything, and he's going to do that, and he's going to do that, and she's going to do that, and I'm going to do my part.
That's it. So you guys are coming up on you're coming up on your
8th year.
Yeah, so
baby.
you're getting closer to that 10-year, which is
Yep.
to me that's a big number. How important has been putting away money and being very fiscally responsible? Have you guys been able to do that and achieve that and just kind of stay?
Yeah, and it goes along the lines of that earlier question on the roles. At the beginning, we weren't doing that. We were just kind of whatever we had, we spent, and we went and did whatever. And now we've really got a strategy when we put goals together, and this is what we want for our revenue goals. This is what we want to put aside. This is how we
Huge.
work closer with our CPA, because that's their job.
Hallelujah.
That makes a big difference. I mean,
Yeah.
once we got our CPA involved and we
Right.
were showing him what we were doing, he was able to say, guys, really, you should be focusing over here or retuning over here. And that is an underrated asset to a small business.
That's
Right.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah,
It's huge.
get with professionals that know what they're doing and utilize them.
So, going back, what are some of you guys are involved in the detailing industry, obviously. That's our tie-in. You're on the Swirl Soft truck. I mean, we're friends, we're pals, but more than that is that I think you're ambassadors to the detailing industry. What's some of the greatness of the modern day industry? What are some of the things that you're really excited to see happen?
I think it's really the stepping away from the sideline aspect of it, and it's a legitimate business, and people inside the industry and outside the industry see it as a legitimate business.
That's huge.
Well, and I think we've seen it from the standpoint of when we first were entering the market, it almost seemed like everybody was a gypsy chasing, going here, going there. And what I'm seeing is that there's more of an evolution, a maturation of the professionals.
That's cool.
It's like, let me make the business a legitimate business. Let me put in the processes that will help me become successful, not just be a tech that's excellent at detailing cars.
Well, I think, you go back even not even a decade ago. You go back, 5 years ago, 1% of the industry was industry ambassadors. The rest were just 99% were out for themselves. They could care less.
Yeah.
Now I think that's, we're maybe 5-10% of the industry is industry ambassadors. We got a long ways to go. But just that small percentage jump, look how much it's changed the industry already.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we get 20-25% of the industry on board?
Yeah.
IDA, the International Retailer Association, continued education's training, investment, all these different things, software of legitimizing our industry. It's come a long way. So that's great points.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's some struggles or mistakes? Are you seeing, I'm not even going to mention what I think it is, because I see things. What are you seeing that you wish that you could get a hold of detailers and shake them a little bit? Is there anything that's standing out?
I think the biggest thing that I see is the entrapment into old processes. It's like we've done it this way forever. I do it unique from everybody else.
Yeah.
Nobody else does it like I do.
Yeah.
And what
There's
we
a couple
found
things.
is there might be
one or two things. The rest is
but the rest of it's very similar.
That's
and
it.
it's like, let us bring you up to 2017.
Not 89.
And not 89. I mean,
I think that's that's industry wide, not just from what we're in, but if you look at internally the tools themselves, the improvement from 2009 to 2017 in the tooling, the
Right.
rags, the polishers, everything. You're still not taking your flip phone and answering the phone while you're polishing a car.
Right.
You
No.
don't. You have to be more legitimate than that. I mean, you wouldn't sit in front of a client and ignore them and take another call. You got to be
Right.
and so every piece of it, from the software down to the people wrapping their trucks and nicer trailers, and it's not just your junk thrown in the back of a pickup truck.
Right.
It's the whole industry.
Gypsies.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
there's definitely that thing is, what are you seeing expense wise? Is there any concerns? We were talking about this earlier with what you're seeing right now, 2017, and what these guys are going out and investing in.
Yeah, the buildings themselves, just I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people that are coming to us that are talking about now we have a brick and mortar location. Some of that I think is good. For instance, there's people that have been nothing but mobile detailers and now they have a shop and they have a car wash. Some guys, I know a local guy here in town that spent $1 million on his shop.
Yeah.
Well,
$1 million, and I'm like, dude, what else could you have spent that $1 million on?
Right.
Well, and on the flip side, you have a number of people that would come to. They have a hard time just buying an iPhone to run their business.
That's exactly it.
It's like this is going to make you money.
There's some guys that just need to be doing this part time until they get secure enough to where they can make investments in their company. That's what I look at an investment, software or an iPhone to where it's a tool. And the lack of well, that's too expensive. What's expensive? The money you're leaving on. You're stepping over dollars to save dimes.
Yes,
come on, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy. I mean, we were talking earlier about the automotive industry, and you got to do brakes on a Honda every once in a while, even though you want to work on Ferraris.
That's it.
And I see that in the detailing industry. Is I think years and years ago there was this kind of cocky attitude of I only detail Porsche or I only detail, and now it doesn't really matter. I mean, there's some of the long time guys that we talk to every year in, year out. They have never, their business has gone on for 20 years. They'll detail anything. I don't care if it's your minivan or your Porsche.
We've got a guy, Jamie, in our group. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Jamie. He's 7 figures a year. He's bringing over $1 million a year in 2 locations. And he's now, he's going to grow that. He said this year and this guy's been around he just came to training. He's a rookie. This is his rookie. Matter of fact, he's like 3 months into our group, right? He's been in business for, 15, 20 years. But he is going to see 25 to 35% growth this year.
Wow.
In a company that's that season, Jim Gogan, one of our main guys, hey Jim, same thing. He's in year 32, and he's seeing 25, 30% growth.
That's awesome.
That's hard to do in any industry, But when you've got an open mind and you're listening to people like you, mentors, people, ambassadors, we've got to all come together because without one another, we're nothing.
Yeah.
It's straight up. So, what exciting things are happening with you guys? So let's brag about Zenware for a bit. Where are you guys at?
We've got multiple products, like we said, all over the gamut. We have a farming app that's doing great. It's from farm to field processing.
Wow.
We're on our 3rd year of developing software for the Department of Interior. We're actually a single source development partner for them.
Wow.
They don't go anywhere else. And then just our road field service, this app going from infancy, if you will, to just the point where it's at.
This year has been really exciting with RoadFS, and we've made huge leaps in the software.
From scanning the little, data matrix codes on some of the newer Cadillacs and GM stuff to just good old what we call meat and potatoes, taking data from QuickBooks and our system and synchronizing them together.
Well, here's what's cool is with you guys going into other industries, there's a lot that you guys are bringing from other industries into the automotive side.
Yes.
Because of what you learned. So I like that because it's going to take and it allows you to farm information that you see on one and go, whoa, hold on, we can use that, in on the automotive side and vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay, this is really kind of cool. This is the number one question. Is all of us have been given one piece of advice in our lifetime, whether we're very young or we're more seasoned.
Yep.
For Jody, let's start with you. What's one piece of advice that was given to you, and who was it that gave it to you?
Actually, it was my dad, and it was actually when I was very young. I was debating on whether or not to go into the military I actually wanted to fly really, really bad, but my eyes wouldn't let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, son, honestly, I don't care what you do, but you have to be willing to pay the price for success.
There you go. Boy, that is the truth.
And it took me a long time to really understand that, because the other thing that I was thinking about doing was going to be an OB doctor.
Yeah.
But I looked at 14 years and I'm like, there's no way I'm spending 14 years in school.
ADD, we couldn't spend 14
Right?
months.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
But you think about it, in 14 years, you're going to be somewhere.
That's it.
So pay the price to
Whatever it
get
is.
your dream, whatever it is. And it's like when we started, Zenware in 2009, the first couple years, I mean, we were working. I mean, we were late nights,
That's it. Paying the
weekends,
price.
paying the price.
Paying the
And,
price.
you reach a momentum, you hit the year mark, then the 3-year mark, then the 5 years, 7. Now we're looking at, hey, we're almost to 10.
Yeah, magic number. It's a big number.
But you got to be willing to pay the price for that success.
Mine's easy. It's my dad. Again, you and I have a lot of connections there with the ADD. And one time my dad told me, he said, son, you need to learn to know when to shut the hell up. And it actually helped me a lot. It's a good piece of advice, because whether you have a challenge in life or not, you have to learn how to overcome that. That's really what he was
We
telling
all
me.
have a challenge.
He's saying you got, and sitting back and listening to people in any industry that
Boy.
we've dealt with, that has helped me more than anything. And you got to listen. A perfect example, this weekend I was in Seattle, uber liberal community, and I mentioned to my brother-in-law there was a zero rinse product we're using on his Porsche to detail, and his wife perked right up. She's a Prius driving, hates cars, and she's like, what? And I said, oh, it's protective of the environment. It doesn't use a lot of water. You don't have to spray. She was all over. She started talking about her car now.
Oh, yeah?
In detail.
Yeah.
You gotta
Is
listen.
it a Prius?
Yeah.
Did you tell me we don't detail Prius?
Yeah.
We do. Just kidding. We don't, but that's okay.
But no, that was something I keyed in on. I was like, you
That's
know
cool.
what? That community, people that are in those areas, they really need to market that product out there, because it'll help.
You've been to our house in Boise when we had it, so it's a pretty impressive house, especially when it's a blue-collar guy that did it. So I'm sitting out in front of my house, and these guys are all attorneys and doctors. So they're building the final houses, and spec houses, so it's all these different builders. I'm out having a cigar one day in front. This guy walks up, and I knew he was a surgeon. He's a doctor, right? So he comes up and he goes, Renny, what business are you in? And so I took a big puff of my cigar, and I said, car wash, I wash cars. He said, oh, so you own car washes? I said, no, I'm a detailer. I just wash cars. And he kind of looks back over at my house. I take a puff and I go, I'm really good at it. As simple as that. So it comes down to taking and doing, what your dads, you guys are, blessed that you had fathers in your life that would give you influence and everything else. Is that the key is, what does both of those have in common? A, there are people older than us.
Yeah.
And you respected, maybe not so much right when it was given, but it's gone through your life for how long, and it's still, when you're questioning about it, it's that much of an impact.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's cool. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, thanks a lot. We all got work to do.
Absolutely.
I'm heading out. You're heading back to California. So, hey, everybody. Renny Doyle, my friends at Zenware. How do they get a hold of you?
Just info@zenware.com, or go to the website roadfs.com or zenware.com.
That's where we
There
are.
you go. Again, much success to you and your business. Hope you enjoyed this, and we are going to go have some lunch and jump in a car.
Sounds
All right,
awesome.
guys. We'll see you, man.
Have a great day.